How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping out another video. Right, guys, it's been a very, very surreal 24 hours. Last evening, yesterday, I posted a video after reading that a 35-year-old man tragically taken his own life at HMP Liverpool. There wasn't much else to go on at that time, so I did a vlog. It's further down my timeline and stuff. On the back of the vlog, the prisoner who tragically taken his own life, Anthony or Tony Payne, his family saw it. His sister contacted me on social media, on Facebook. We swapped messages, we swapped numbers. I spoke to his mum last night. Very surreal, very raw, absolutely broken-hearted, extremely strong in the circumstances, to be honest. And I don't know how she kept it together. I really don't. But I said to her, look, what you should do is speak out, get it out there to the media, and tell your story. Tell Anthony's story. Make sure his death doesn't be swept under the carpet. Make sure that his death stands for something. See if we can bring some change, right? And I was expecting to say, yeah, in a week or two. She wanted to do it straight away. So I went with her permission. I said, I don't want to, I said, if you want me to put you in contact with media and stuff, I've got very good media contacts and I can make that connection for you. With her permission, I went away. I sent text messages to journalists that I've got the numbers of. I sent emails and I direct messages journalists that followed me on Twitter. Cut a long story short, she was on the phone until like 2 o'clock in the morning talking to different journalists and stuff that were all trying to fight over each other to get the story. But some of them, it's just a news story. And for a lot of media, especially the ones that I put her in contact with, local journalists, regional journalists, people that I've done interviews with in the past and stuff, and they take it to heart, right? And they've been to her today. She's done, I think she's done about 6, 7, 8 interviews all day from 10 to 10 this morning. There was at her door, and she's been, the door's just been a constant flow. And you know what? If you look at the video below with the interview with his mother, Janet, such a strong, inspirational lady. And my thoughts and my prayers and my condolences go out to, obviously, Janet, the wider Payne family and his friends and stuff. Heard a lot of good things about Anthony. Lots of good things. So many good things. A lot of people saying great things about Anthony. God bless Anthony Paine, or Tony Payne, as his family like to call him. May he rest in peace. And like I say, the idea of the interviews, guys, was to highlight the failings of the Ministry of Justice. This is a man that's 35, that hadn't been in prison since he was 19. Right? He was 35, that's 16 years, right? No trouble. Right? This is a man with severe mental health problems, right? This is a man that during a psychotic episode climbed onto I believe it was a friend's roof and started throwing tiles off the roof and stuff, right? He was done for a fray. He was arrested. His family were begging, hoping, pleading that he was going to be sectioned. Wasn't sectioned. Was charged by the police. Was remanded, right, into custody. They sent him to HMP Liverpool, Britain's most squalid prison, guys, right? Failing prisoners and prisoners' families every minute of every day, right? And you know what? When it came to the court date, yeah, his mum, yeah, Janet, she emailed the judge, begging, pleading with the judge, please do not send my son to hospital, because she feared for his safety, his well-being, his mental health, and his life, right? Tony, when he was in there, it took him 2 weeks to get his, he had a heart condition as well. They give him warfarin with ibuprofen, which can counteract each other and can actually kill you. He went 2 weeks without getting his antipsychotic drugs. This was a man that was severely mentally unwell. He was then bullied by prisoners. Prisoners tried to stab him twice, right? He didn't grasp, he didn't run to the screws, nothing like that. He just, because he knows, obviously he knows the code and stuff, he didn't do anything like that. But he wrote a letter to his mum, pleading, begging his mum, Mum, I'm going to die in here. Mum, they're going to kill me. Mum, the screws don't give a shit. Right? And it all fell on deaf ears. And do you know what? He was in a double cell. They took him out of the double cell. This is a man that's got a history of self-harming, guys. Right? At the time, what wasn't taking his meds, so he wasn't with it, he wasn't wired up right at the time, right? Because obviously these chemically imbalanced in your brain, antipsychotic drugs are supposed to channel it, right? They give him a month's supply of fucking antipsychotic drugs in his possession. This is a man that was a serious self-harmer, had a history of self-harm, severe history of mental health problems, right? They put him in a single cell. If he was in a double cell, right? I know for those that don't know, in prison, if you're classed as high risk, you get a single cell. If you, or you're racially high, like if you're, or normally you're in a double. If you've got mental health problems or you are deemed to be high risk, you get put in a single. Or if you're a cleaner, you get put in a single. Putting this man in a single cell with a history of self-harm, right? Suicidal as he was, right? They was checking on him every hour. Now that's not suicide watch. Suicide watch, they put a table outside your cell, the constant observations of you in your cell, and you have to write it down and stuff. The prison officers don't like doing it. They're understaffed. They haven't got the resources. They don't give a shit. They're demoralised. The prisoners are desensitised, dehumanised, demoralised, and more disenfranchised, right? Living in squalid conditions, sharing the cells with mice, sharing the cells with cockroaches, right? Broken sanitation, broken showers, cells that are not fit for purpose, cells that should be taken out of use, right? But no. They put this man in a single cell after he'd been in a double. He took his own life. He was found in his cell on Monday, the 19th of February 2018, unresponsive. They cut him down. They worked on him for 45 minutes. They took him to tragically hospital. They injected him with adrenaline. And unfortunately, it was too late for this man. And tragically, a mother should never have to bury her son. It should always be the son burying the mother or the father. This woman, Janet, God bless her, is having to make funeral arrangements, right? The prison, every time there's a death in custody, the prison give £3,000 to the family that have lost somebody. Average cost of a funeral for a basic funeral is about £4,500. So I've seen on adverts and stuff on the TV. But the facts are that this man has been let down seriously, guys. Like I say, for a judge, right? And the thing is, what's annoyed me, guys, it was a short sentence, guys. It was a short sentence, right? Do you know what I mean? Few months sentence for a man that was clearly was having a psychotic episode, right? Didn't get his medication straight away. Give him ibuprofen with warfarin, which like I said, could have killed him, right? Living in cramped, squalid conditions. Just imagine, is there any place more depressing or horrible to die than a squalid cell with broken sanitation, broken windows, with a prisoner with the spirit has been broken, right? That ends up hanging himself in a cell where he's sharing the cell with cockroaches and mice. They're supposed to have checked. Sorry, I just knocked the table. Right, every hour they were supposed to go and check him. Right. Then what they did, they went back. Right, 20 minutes after they checked him. I don't buy into that at 1 hour every hour thing. Load of shit. They would have probably seen him on roll count. Right. They went back 20 minutes later after apparently doing it every hour. They checked him 20 minutes after they allegedly did it on the hour. Went back and found him strung up. Like I say, the letters to his mum. If you look at, please, I'm begging you guys, right? Do me a favour. Go to the video below this, right? And watch the interview with his mother on Granada Reports, right? I made a strong stuff, guys, right? And I've seen a lot in my life, but I was tearing up, guys. It's absolutely beyond words and stuff. And the Ministry of Justice and stuff like that are coming out with, we're mentally health training 11,000 prison officers now. No, you fucking not, right? It takes years to do this mental health training, right? They're so understaffed, guys. 3 prison officers for 90 inmates, you know what I'm saying? And more, and higher numbers than that, depending on what prison you're in, what wing you're on, stuff like that, right? So, unfortunately, guys, body bags are as much part of prison life as the understaffing, the squalid conditions, the CCTV cameras, the prison officers, the bars, the spice, the drugs, the intimidation, the fear, the bullying, the record numbers of self-harm, record numbers of assaults, 50 self-fires a week, prisoner leaving prison in a body bag every 3 days on average. But body bags are part of prison life now, guys. That's the reality. And if you don't believe me, just look at the figures. Just look. This year, I'm telling you now, right? We've seen record numbers of assaults and self-harm for the last few years, yeah? The record numbers of assaults, guys, are going to come this year. Mark my words. When the next figures are released, guys, later this year, you will see record numbers of assaults, self-harm, and suicide, right? And it paints a bleak picture, guys. The prison system's actually worse than it was 28 years ago when the Strangeways riot took place. The only thing is the sanitation, but is there really sanitation when your toilets are broke? When your showers are broke? When your showers are freezing and stuff and they're dripping out? HMP Berwyn, £250 super prison. Right? Boiler was broke for ages. The prison wouldn't even answer the question, how long's it been broken? They wouldn't answer it because they don't want to answer it, do they? Because the facts are prisoners are disposable. They don't give a shit about us. The government, oh yes, I mean Richard, I mean honestly, they don't care about us guys, right? They live in bubbles, they can't relate to us, they don't know what it's like to struggle. They're born into rich families with a silver spoon in their mouth, they go to private schools, right? What do they know about crime, guys? Know what I mean? They know nothing, guys, right? And these are the people that reside over us. Now, I would give anything for the Ministry of Justice to bring me to the table alongside other prison reformers. I'm no expert, guys. I'm an expert in my own life, right, and my experiences. And the facts are, right, prisoners leaving prison in body bags. 18-year-old kid in Wandsworth Prison for stealing sweets, guys, right? Stealing sweets, put him in the segregation unit. Smallest unit of any prison, segregation unit, right? The guy was on his buzzer for 37 minutes, guys. 37 minutes. He'd been found with a ligature around his neck, right? 5 times. Yet he was still able to take his own life. 18-year-old, 19-year-old, the kid. He was waiting to be deported back to Lithuania. And like I say, with Tony Payne, with Anthony Paine, right? With his story, guys. This is a man that, like I said, his mum pleaded, please, is there any other way? Can you section him? Can you go with a non-custodial sentence, right? And do you know what makes me laugh? It wasn't a serious offence. It was a minor, right? He broke some tiles and stuff. You've got MPs at fiddling expenses that know better, right? This guy was mentally unstable, not well, wasn't taking his medication, right? Went to prison. Imagine being in prison, guys, with like a mental health problem. It's a paranoid, scary place anyway, but imagine having mental health problems where the staff aren't mentally health trained, the nurses aren't mentally health trained, right? The facts are, it was cheaper to put Anthony Paine in prison than it was to section him and put him in a psychiatric unit, because a psychiatric unit, talking 250, 300, 350,000 pounds a year, prison, 40 grand. Bang him in there, 3 square meals a day, 3 shocking meals a day, living amongst vermin and cockroaches, broken sanitation, broken windows with jagged glass that you could easily slash up with. This guy was self-harming in prison. This guy was a high risk of suicide, right? This guy was at high risk of self-harming. And they put him in a single cell with understaffed prisons and understaffed wings. And he paid with his life, guys. And it kills me, guys. People that want to brutalise prisoners and say, oh, don't do the crime if you don't do the time. Are these some of these comments I've seen on Twitter and stuff? These people are absolutely vile, disgusting creatures, right? That obviously people in the prison system, guys, have grown up in care, sexually abused, sexually assaulted, never had a pot to piss in, parents have been addicts and stuff. We're all responsible for our own actions, right? But a mentally unstable man isn't in charge of his actions, is he? He's not in control of his actions, because he's not taking his medication. If he was fine in his mind, he wouldn't have to take medication, would he? But he was. And like I say, he was bullied, he was scared, and there's no more depressing place on earth, guys, to die. Just imagine, you're a few weeks away from getting out of prison, right? Probation were at his mum's house in Garston, right, in South Liverpool, just last week, approving the premises for release, right? The probation said, look, we don't see there being a problem. He was a few weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks away from getting out of prison on tag on HDC. He couldn't wait that long because it became unbearable for him. And this man died alone, hanging in a cell, in a squalid tiny prison cell, surrounded by mice and cockroaches and broken toilets. And now it's left a mother without a son, a father without a dad, a sister without a brother, and the list goes on and on and on. And it genuinely, guys, it guts me. It genuinely guts me. And having spoken to his mother at length and stuff like that, just words fail me. They really do. And the Ministry of Justice, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Talk is fucking cheap, mate. Do something about it. I'm begging you, do something about it. I did a little piece because I put the interview together, well, the connection together. I was asked by a journalist friend of mine if I would do a piece like a little piece. You'll see it in the video below. And I did a little tiny bit. I didn't really want to do it. It wasn't about me. But I was asked, as a former prisoner, will you speak out on mental health within the prison system? So obviously I obliged and stuff. I did it with the family's permission. The interview is a tiny section and it's towards the end and stuff. But the facts are, guys, my heart goes out to the Payne family and stuff. And also many other families that have lost somebody. 7 deaths in 12 months in HMP Liverpool. Nottingham, there was 5 in a month, right? The facts are, prisoners are dying on a daily basis, right? And suicide attempts every 5 hours, 50 self-fires a week. So prisoners are leaving prisons in body bags on average every 3 days, guys. Every 3 days. And that's going to come down because the amount of deaths within prison. It's a humanitarian crisis and stuff. But like I say, the government want to lock us up, throw away the key. And that's their attitude, and it's the wrong attitude to have, unfortunately. But guys, I'm going to leave this video here. Please have a look at the video below. Watch this interview with Anthony's mother. I swear to God, it's so heartbreaking and stuff. She's done very many different interviews. North West Tonight, Liverpool Echo, BBC News, Breakfast and stuff. Loads of different interviews and stuff. Speaking out, desperate to get her word out, get her voice heard, so her son didn't die in vain. God bless you all. God bless Anthony Paine. May you rest in peace. And my thoughts and prayers with your family. God bless, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye.